All right. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. All right. Let's get started. In 2021, I joined a team to build something that I really did not understand yet. And I had no idea how much that experience was going to change my life. So until, some months later, there was this announcement on Twitter. Here you have Jack Mallers of Strike sending $10 from the US to Nigeria within seconds. Within seconds, $10, he sends it, and within the same seconds, okay, the second video is loading. It's received in Nigeria, and then I see my work, something that I had worked on out there in the public. There was the rave. How anybody here have sent money to the US or the UK before? How long did it take? Days, right? How much did it cost you? A lot. This costed less than a cent. This literally cost, the cost of this was literally in cents, right? And so if you give me your attention for the next 15 to 20 minutes, I want to introduce you to this protocol. Are we together? Great. It's funny how there's a lot that we take for granted on the internet these days, right? We can make calls. As I'm speaking to you here and you can hear me, it is possible that people miles away in the US or in the UK, in Vietnam, can hear my voice as well, can see video of my person. There are many things that we did not have years ago that we take for granted on the internet today. But these things are only possible because of protocols. Open, permissionless protocols that support all these activities that we're able to do on the internet. And these are some of them. TCP/IP, which almost all connections are based out of the HTTP and HTTPS. Everybody here knows HTTP, right? That protocol literally powers the internet, powers the web. WebRTC, web real-time communication, is the reason why we can have video calls with an audio. You have SMTP, and that's the protocol that your email system is based out of. That's why you can send an email from Google and not worry about how it lands in and whether it will land in Outlook, right? Because of the SMTP protocol. GPS, from maps to Uber, the GPS protocol has literally changed culture, has literally changed the way we interact life. Even AI that is new, we already have MCP, the Model Context Protocol, right? So we have open permissionless protocols that support a lot of things that we do on the internet today. Do you know one thing that I didn't mention a protocol for? Money. What is the open permissionless protocol today for sending money? The world is evolving, right? And the internet alongside with it. But it seems like money is slow, is stuck. Payments feel fragile, right? And that's why I said the world is evolving on the internet, and money should too, right? This evolution is what has birthed the age of blockchain, of crypto, of different protocols for payments, because we are trying to solve, and it's also the reason why fintech is quite the craze, right? Because we are trying to solve this problem at the wrong layer. We are trying to solve this problem from the top down and not from the protocol up. And that is where, I don't know, this is a Web3 audience, right? So I hope nobody is going to fight with me. And that's where Bitcoin comes in. We're in agreement. Great. So this is going to be smoother than I expected. I thought there'd be some backlash. Maybe some people will say Ethereum, no. So Bitcoin was the first open protocol for payments that you could access anywhere. So it was global, it was neutral, and it was decentralized. Global, neutral, and decentralized protocol. Bitcoin was the solution. But even like as the white paper landed, it was obvious that this was not all we needed. This wouldn't fill the gap. Why? Because it was not built for everyday payments. The minimum time it takes for a block on the Bitcoin blockchain to be mined is 10 minutes. You don't want to wait 10 minutes while you are trying to pay for your shawarma, or while you are trying to pay for your ride, or tip your Uber, or pay for anything in general. And 10 minutes is one block. And some of your apps will say they need 3 confirmations, 4 confirmations. So you're basically talking between 10 and 60 minutes, right? So yes, there still was a problem that needed to be solved. And that is where we would all welcome the Lightning protocol, the Lightning network. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So that's where you welcome the Lightning network. The Lightning network is Bitcoin's layer 2 for everyday payments. So you still have the Bitcoin layer on the blockchain, but now you have another layer on top of it that supports everyday payments. And it's interesting, very interesting, because payments on the Lightning network are not complicated. They are not hard like payments today. Even in the same currency, if I wanted to send money to you who is here in Nigeria with me, I would need your account number, then I would need your bank, right? Then of course I'll have to enter the amounts and all of that. But payments can be simple. Like, we live in the age of the internet. It can be better than that. If you want to send money in the UK, you need the sort code, you need the postal code, you will need the account number, if yes, and then sometimes they will ask you to still enter the person's name, right? So payments, and that's not even global, that's within certain climes. So the Lightning Network is Bitcoin solution for everyday payments. So what exactly is this Lightning Network? We are going to strip away all the complexity and just talk about the essence. So the Lightning Network is simply a network of payment channels. And a payment channel is just a channel between 2 nodes on the network. So I can open a channel with, what's your name? Abdul Salam. So I can open a payment channel with Abdul Salam. And let me pick someone else. Hello, what's your name? Miriam. I can open a payment channel with Abdul Salam and a payment channel with Miriam. That's 2 payment channels. Miriam can decide to open 4 payment channels with 2 other people over here, right? Abdul Salam can also open. Let me get some more people, maybe a couple of people from the back. Yes, what's your name, sir? Titan. Great. So Miriam can open a payment channel with Titan, and Abdul Salam can open a payment channel with, who else wants to be on our network today? Okay, let me take the hosts. Sorry, it's Lilybell. Okay, so Abdul Salam can open a payment network with Lilybell. So basically, that's how the Lightning Network works. It's a network of payment channels that instead of routing emails, instead of routing text, this time it routes value. It routes Bitcoin. All right. So if I wanted to send a payment to Titan, for example, remember I don't have a payment channel with Titan. Is that correct? Yeah. But Abdul Salam, who I have a payment channel with, has a payment channel with Titan. I can push my payments through Abdul Salam to Titan. Very simple, very simple. What does the payment channel mean? It means that me and Abdul Salam, me and Miriam, commit some Bitcoin to a multi-signature wallet. And from that exchange happens on the blockchain. That's the original on-chain network that we know. For me to send money through Abdul Salam now, I don't have to send actual sats on the blockchain. I can send IOUs. I can send basically receipts. So I can send a receipt to Titan through Abdulsalam that allows him claim my Bitcoin on that multi-signature wallet. Are we still together? Have I lost anybody yet? No. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. So yes, that's how the Lightning network works. Lightning layer is basic. It's that simple. A network of payment channels. Payment channels are open between two nodes, right? And then you don't have to have a direct connection with the payment with the node that you want to make payment from. You can just send it. Very simple, right? I'm sure it will get more complicated if I try to explain Bitcoin itself or any other blockchain. All right, so let's compare the Lightning network with the actual Bitcoin on-chain network. Because, of course, if we're saying that this is a layer 2, there has to be reasons why Lightning network works. The first one is speed. If I send a Lightning payment to you, you will get it in milliseconds. We should try it out. All right, so we'll have some time for demo if the organizers allow me some time. How much time do I have left? Come again? Live. All right. So the first one is speed. The second one is cost. On the Lightning network, it will cost you cents, cobbles, like effectively zero to send money, right? But on the Bitcoin blockchain, you are basically bidding for your transaction to get on the block, right? So fees fluctuate depending on the number of transactions that need to be processed at that time. The third one is utility. Like, how is it used? So Lightning Network is better for everyday payments. Right? It's better for everyday payments. The possibilities are endless, to be honest. And then for blockchain, if you want to savings, large amounts, long-term payments, you can still use the regular Bitcoin blockchain layer for that. Let's move forward. So let's talk about how Lightning expresses itself, the different forms or different ways that you would see Lightning in the wild. The first one is a Lightning invoice, which is what we built in 2021. It was the first Lightning-enabled wallet on the continent, by the way. And that was Lightning invoice. And for Lightning invoice, I would create an invoice and send to the party. And you'd see what an invoice looks like and send to the party. And the party just needs to scan it, input the invoice and pay. And then I get the payment instantly. And what does this invoice consist of? I only need to enter an amount and a description to generate the invoice. And the person paying me only needs to enter the invoice and any other security protocol they have, maybe their PIN, any authorization protocol they have, and payment is done. So people looked at this and said, this is still complicated. Life can be easier. Why, if Abdulsalam, being the gracious man that he is, wants to send me a lot of money, why should I have to request it from him, right? So then the LN URL was invented. And the LN URL is basically the same way you have websites today, right? And on the website, if you want to get to a page, you use like a URL, right? So the LN URL is basically your URL on the web to receive money. Are we still together? Yeah, so the LN URL, I don't have to create an invoice and send to Absalam, or Titan does not have to create an invoice and send to me before I can make these payments. But instead, I can take his URL, enter the amount, enter the description, and pay. And we'll see how these look like. Still, the LN URL was very long. It was long alphanumeric, very long alphanumeric string, because, of course, we have to make sure that it's possible for everybody on the planet to get a URL, right? This has to be open for everybody. And so was invented the Lightning address. The Lightning address is great because it is just one address and anybody in the world can use it to pay me in Bitcoin. And guess what it looks like? It looks like an email address. Just one line. I don't need a separate account number and bank number and routing number and sort code. No, just like an email address. And anybody who wants to send me money only needs to enter amount, description, and my address. As simple as sending an email. So I added some samples here. This is what a Lightning invoice looks like. But in the wild, you mostly see this as a QR code that you just scan and pay. Right? Can I move on? Right. This is what an LN URL looks like. See the difference between the invoice and then the URL. And now I'm moving to the last one. This is what an LN address looks like. So imagine that I can receive money from the US, I can receive money from the UK, I can receive money from the Vietnam, from Spain, anywhere in the world, with just this one line. Isn't that interesting? All right, so let's talk about some live use cases, because as I continue to talk about this protocol, it seems like it's more theory. Am I correct? Yeah, so let's talk about some live use cases. Lightning Network being used around the world today. I mean, since 2021. Okay, I think it was first released in 2018, the white paper and all of that. And then Lightning Labs was formed and they started working on it till now. So we have some very interesting use cases. The first one I want to talk about is Tando. Tando is live in Kenya. Thank you very much. Tando is live in Kenya. And with Tando, I can go to Kenya today and not have to convert my money to Kenyan shillings. If I have Bitcoin, I can pay, I keep using shawarma. I can buy shawarma in Kenya. I can buy a cocktail in Kenya with Tando. And what happens is that it takes my Bitcoin, and because Lightning is fast, it's able to, fast and costs almost nothing. It's able to take my Bitcoin into the account and then send Kenyan shillings to whoever I want to pay. Just like that. So it feels like I'm using a regular bank app. Meanwhile, I'm paying in Kenyan shillings with the Tando app. The next one I want to talk about is Breeze. Breeze is basically a Lightning wallet. You can use it to pay invoices, generate your address, receive money on your address. And I'll talk a little bit more about Breeze because they're an interesting case study. Majorly a mobile developer, so I'm biased to these people. This is also a mobile app, and they build mobile SDKs as well. Further down in the talk. Then, of course, you have Bitnob, where I have spent most of my professional career. It's also a Lightning-enabled wallet. You can generate invoices. You can generate of course, you can see my Lightning address there. Feel free to send me some sats. Yeah. So Bitnob is also very interesting because you can also do everything that you can see on the Bitnob app, you can do as developers today with the Bitnob APIs. This one might surprise some people, but Cash App. Yes, I think as recently as 2 weeks ago, Cash App also made their announcements. I think Cash App also made the announcement that they've integrated Lightning. So you see that it's not an African thing. Thank you very much. Yes, it's a movement that's happening globally, right? We are starting to see one way that we can adopt Bitcoin to become the money of the internet. Cash App is also using is now on Lightning Network. Cash App and Square. So Cash App is focused on consumers, and then Square is more of a B2B system. Of course, I cannot live here today after preaching such good news and not tell you where you can find it, right? Yeah, so getting started, how can you as developers begin to build on the Lightning Network? So I mentioned these people earlier, I'm biased to them. So Breeze have mobile SDKs, right? That's as easy as a breeze. You get it. Yeah. Breeze has mobile SDKs as easy as a breeze. You can, if you're a mobile engineer here, you can build your own non-custodial Lightning wallets that quick, like very easily. And then you're able to hold Bitcoin in your own wallets and send as fast as Lightning. Then the second place I would ask you to go is go to Bitnub. Go to bitnub.dev. Explore the documentation. If you are building on the web, if you are building on mobile also, and you don't want to go the non-custodial route, you can use this. If you can write code today, you can already build on Lightning because their APIs are available for you to explore, whether it's invoices, URLs, or addresses that you want to build for. And of course, I showed my own address. My own address said at bitnut.io, right? Yeah, you can host your addresses on your own domain. So, for example, I have a domain at Major E. Popularly known as Major E, at Major E. XYZ, I think, or IO, right? I can decide that, oh, I want to start hosting addresses, payment addresses on this domain, and I can have one for different things. So if you have your own domain, it means that you can also start hosting your own addresses. So please visit bitnut.dev, explore the docs, and start building on Lightning. Great. If you can build for the internet, you can build for Lightning. And the possibilities are endless. There's been discussion around so many things. So many things that were not possible before are now possible. Imagine that you could pay as you watch a movie and only pay for the amount of minutes that you watched. Yes, because of how fast and cheap it is, it means that we can stream payments. Right? So thank you. Thank you to Lightning Labs. So there is still a wide range of opportunity on this protocol. There are still gaps. There are still infrastructure. There are still tools to be built. There's still education to do to make sure that people know about Lightning Network and how to use it. And the thing is that people don't even have to interact with the network. I'll give you an example. Bitnut has a partnership with the same company in the US, Strike, and it allows people to send. In the beginning, some people talked about how it was difficult for them to get money from the US. Well, imagine that your big uncle in the US can send you 2K because it does not cost him a lot in fees, right? And he does not have to wait for 3 days for the money to land with you. Yes. I don't have the screenshots here, but we literally send 200 sats, 200 satoshis, 100 satoshis on the Lightning Network. And that's, today that would be like 0.18 cents. Tell me where else it would make sense for you to send less than $1 and not feel burdened by it. That's what the Lightning Network does for you. So at this point, I think I will take questions. That'll be all. It's a very short talk, very fast, like lightning. Feel free to connect with me during the event or connect with me online on X or Instagram. Thank you very much. Okay, are there any questions before? Yes, please. Yes.
So I think on Ethereum, even SEO network, you have something like a name service. So
Okay.
how is this like much better? Because I've interacted with SEO
Mhm.
just by typing in the name and boom, within 0.001 seconds and oh.
Okay.
So how is this much better compared to that? And if possible, is something like that going to happen on this Lightning network?
Okay. My answer to that might sound controversial, but you can say what's the name?
Hold
Balao. Okay. The answer is Bitcoin. This is on Bitcoin, right? And Bitcoin is still out of all the tokens, coins that we have out there today, Bitcoin is the only one that mirrors what we expect, the characteristics that we expect from money, right? So this is on Bitcoin. Yeah. Any other questions? Someone has a question over there. I think we'll take that one after that one. Thank you.
All right, thank you for this very beautiful session. So my question now is, who are the target audience for this Bitcoin and everything? Because if you look at how expensive it is to manage Bitcoin, because you can have Bitcoin of $100 in your account today, and then in the next 2 weeks you're having $80 something there. And then since the you're trying to bring in inclusivity when it comes to blockchain,
Yeah.
how does this help those who cannot afford Bitcoin? Because it's more like it's not restricted to a particular demography. So is there a plan for stable coins, for other coins that people can manage? Because you can't manage Bitcoin. It flows, it fluctuates, it goes up and down. That's my question.
What's the name?
My name is Richard.
Richard. All right. That's a very interesting question, and that question does not go directly at Lightning. It talks about the utility of Bitcoin as a whole, right? Why should people use Bitcoin, especially because it fluctuates? And that's I think the first thing I would say is that's because we still don't think of Bitcoin as a currency of itself, as money in itself. Because we still have to spend in local currency, we are stuck in the comparison, in the rate exchange, in the demand and supply, right? That's one. The second thing is that Bitcoin, especially with the advent of Lightning, does not have to be the currency that you hold. It can act as a transport layer. So I was saying earlier that BitNob has a partnership with Strike that they can use to send dollars to you here in Nigeria within minutes, right? At very, very low fees. And the way that works is that we don't have to have a trust relationship with anybody in the US. The moment you send your USD, the person in the UK in the US sends their USD, they send the Bitcoin to Nigeria and it lands that fast. And immediately it lands, somebody in Nigeria is able to pay you the Naira. Right? So it's open to your imagination how you can use Bitcoin and how you can use Lightning, how you to bridge the gaps in finances that we have today. And it does not have to be the currency to hold. It can also be the transport layer. I hope I answered your question. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. It was great to do this. See you around.